Hey guys, sorry that there's a glare on my glasses. I'm trying to not have it be a thing, but it's still a thing. And I can't take them off because I need to be able to see, because without them I cannot see for anything, and I really don't feel like putting in my contacts because it'll hurt, and I don't feel like doing that today. I am off today, so I'm kind of just relaxing. I am dressed though because I have to go to a stupid family reunion type of thing today, but I'm only going for like an hour, and then I'm just gonna leave. So, um, it's like my dad's side of the family's thing, and I just don't really want to go because I really don't like anybody from that side of the family. The only people I do like on my dad's side aren't even gonna be there because they're technically not Kleins. So I'm just like, sad day. Like, there's literally like my aunt and uncle that's gonna be there that I'm excited to see, and everybody else I'm just like, I don't even know you. I know, it's terrible, but that's how I feel. So, and also it's been raining like all day long. Like pouring down all day long. And the roads are going to be really wet, and so that's kind of scaring me because I don't really want to drive. I usually, if it's raining and I don't have work and I don't really have anything I really need to do, I normally just stay home on days like that because it's safer. So I normally just try to stay home and read books and that kind of stuff. That way I'm not like endangering myself trying to drive in bad conditions. So, oh well though. Anyway, this is my November wrap up, and let's just get on into it. I only read 10 things this month, and that's because Skyrim Remastered happened. So, yeah. So I've been playing Skyrim like a lot, and also been playing like stuff on my 3DS while watching TV, which is one of my favorite things to do. So I just haven't been reading as much because I've been doing the video games. So, just so you know, I did take part in 2 readathons though this month, which I will talk about in a little bit and let you know what I read for them. So the first book I read this month was Every Last Breath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This finally came back on the digital library, and I read the first 2 on the digital library, and then the third one wasn't available for the longest time. And then I finally got it, and so then I read it, and I was surprised at how not very well written it was. Like, I felt like the other 2 were way better than this one as far as writing goes. This one, I was just, the entire time, I was just like, why? Why is this a thing? It made 0 sense. I don't know how it seemed so much worse written than the other 2. Maybe because it had been so long since I had read them, so I wasn't like used to the writing style anymore, and I had been reading a lot of really well written stuff, and then I was just like, wait, what? These sentences are not very well thought out, and just like, and I mean, and not to say I didn't enjoy it, it really surprised me at how bad I found the writing in this book. I was just so surprised. So I actually ended up only giving this a 3 out of 5 stars, which the plot was interesting, and the characters were great, and I was really happy with how it ended. But needless to say, I really did not care for the writing this time. I just was so, about it. So, I don't know. But yeah. And then the next 2 books I read were for a readathon, called the Rereadathon, that Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing hosted in November, and it was basically just reread whatever books you want to. So I reread 2 books for this readathon. I reread Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell and Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. And I reread these because I've been wanting to reread them. They're just really great books, and I love them. They're so interesting and amazing and relatable, and I was just so happy to finally get in and reread them, and I both gave them 5 out of 5 stars again because they're great and I love them. So yeah, I also kind of did that because I really do want to do a video over defending Carry On, because so many people trash it so bad because they don't understand that it's not a fantasy novel. Like, for some reason everybody thinks it's a fantasy novel, but it's not. It is literally a fan fiction. I mean, like it's original content, but it is fan fiction. That's what people don't understand. Like, she purposely wrote it to be a fan fiction, because it is meant to be the fan fiction carry on that Kath is writing in Fangirl. It is that fan fiction. It is fan fiction. Fan fiction. Okay? Yes, it has fantasy elements because yes, it is based on a fantasy thing, but it is mainly about the fan fiction aspects, and basically the whole point that it's trying to make is that fan fiction is writing too. It also counts as writing. People put their hearts and souls and everything into writing these stories about worlds that are already created, about Harry Potter, you know, just like that's the point that it's trying to make, and nobody understands it unless like you're a hardcore fan fiction person like I am. Like you just anyway, that I'm going to save all that for my video that I'm going to do on that, because it just frustrates me so bad, because it just it did such a good job at like doing something and nobody gets it. The next 2 books I read on the digital library again. I read Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging, and On the Bright Side, I'm Now the Girlfriend of a Sex God, Confessions of Georgia Nicholson by Louise Renneson. I got back into this because for some reason I was just like really wanting to read them. They're hilarious. I read like the first few of them back in middle school, and I thought they were just so funny and different and great. And they actually made a movie of the first one, Angus Thongs, and the movie's called Imperfect Snogging, but whatever. I actually rewatched it this morning just because it's so much fun to watch. So, but yeah, I really do love these books. They're hilarious. And then the next book that I read, and I gave all of these 4 out of 5 stars, by the way. And then I read Knocked Out by My Nunga Nungas. And Dancing in My Nudie Pants by Louise Renneson. So I went to the library and got some more of the books because they only had the first 2 on the digital library. So I got the other ones from the library to read. And again, I gave these 4 out of 5 stars, and it's so much fun, and I love Dave the Laugh, and I just want to shake Georgia and be like, why can you not just be with him, because he is so perfect and sweet, and he loves you, and she's all about Robbie and stuff, and then Robbie leaves, and then she's, gets all about Masmimo, and, it's so annoying, but anyway. And then the next 2 books I read were part of the Tome Topple readathon that took place this month, and again, I only read 2 tomes, which is sad, because if you watch my TBR video, I had like 9 or 10 picked out, and I only managed to read 2, and again, it's because Skyrim happened. That is literally the reason why all this, because Skyrim happened. Also, it took me over a week to read Outlander. Over a week, which, I should probably... Yeah, Outlander is the book I read next, and this was my first book for Tome Topple, and it took me over a week to read this book. Not that it wasn't good, because this was a really, really good book, but, like, it just took so long to get through because it's so dense, and it's not dense in, like, the way I'm used to books being dense, because I'm used to reading a bunch of high fantasy. This is historical fiction, and, well, kind of historical fiction, and time travel and all that crap, but anyway, so I'm not used to the density of that, and so that was a struggle, and just because it was kind of slow at first, and just like this book, man, it took me a bit, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm glad I finished it. It'll probably be a while before I read the second one, which I don't even own yet, and also the second one takes like place 20 years after this one, which I think is like super weird, so we'll see how I feel about that one. I might, if I don't like the second one when I read it, I might just stop there. I'm not sure, because it's just weird that it jumps so far ahead. I don't get why they would do that, but anyway, so yeah, I read that, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And then I read Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld, and if you know me, I love this man with all of my being. He is amazing. He wrote the Ugly series, which I loved, and he wrote the Midnighter series, which I talked about in my TBR video, and how nobody talks about it, and how it's fabulous, and everybody needs to read it because it's just such a good series. I love it so much. Anyway, so this is like my, let's see, This is my 11th book that I've read by Scott Westerfeld. I also own his Leviathan series. I just haven't read it yet. But yeah, it was a really good book, and it definitely did what I wanted it to do, which was to make me get interested in, like, to inspire me to write, because part of this is about this girl who wrote a book during NaNoWriMo and is getting published, and then the black parts are her actual book that she wrote to get published. So it's a really interesting book, and I really loved it, and I'm just really happy that I'm all inspired to continue on with my own writing, and I'm hoping to start writing every single day, and I'm not setting, like, really a word limit on, how much I need to write every day. It'd be great if I could write, like, maybe, like, 500 every day. That would be amazing, but I'm not going to set a limit on it. If I can just open my laptop and write a little bit every day, I'd be really happy with that, because I'd be making progress every day towards something I really want to. So that would be great. So I'm hoping that'll be happening. But yeah, I gave this one, I believe, 5 out of 5 stars. But let me check. 4 out of 5 stars. I think I was really thinking like a 4.5 out of 5, actually. It's just, how Goodreads is, they don't let you do the half thing, so, yep. And then the last book I read this month was Away Laughing on a Fast Camel by Louise Renison. And this is the 5th Georgia Nicholson book, and they're just fun. They're really easy to get through because they're done in, like, journal entries like that. So they're just super quick. You can get it done with them in, like, 2 hours, and they're just a lot of fun. I always find myself laughing, like, really laughing when I read these, so that's awesome. And I really enjoy them because they just make me really happy, so can't go wrong with that. Also, I did get through quite a bit of Replica. I only have about 250 pages left to read. I just didn't have time to finish it for the Tome Topple. And I've just been really busy lately, like, not just Skyrim, just, like, work in general. I've been really busy. I get, like, 30 hours a week right now. I still get my 3 days off, but, like, I've been busy because I've been having to go run errands with my dad on my days off, and, doing stuff like that, and, like, going with my boyfriend to run errands on my days off, with days that he has off too, like, doing stuff like that. Just, it's been taking up a lot of time. So, hopefully things will settle down and I'll be able to get some more reading done. I'm hoping December I can read, like, 15 books, but I don't know if that's, like, gonna be possible, just because of how busy December is, and just because I just have a lot going on, and because video games are taking over my life. So, yeah, we'll see. I just got Animal Crossing New Leaf for my 3DS, like, a week ago, so I've been playing a lot of that during the day when I watch TV and stuff. And also, I've been working a lot, but I'm off today and I'm off tomorrow, so that's exciting. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video off because I need to go so that I can go to this reunion thing, so that I can get back home and stay home for the rest of the day. That's my plan. I hope that's what happens. So, I will see you guys later. Bye.